Hello and welcome to the Whiskyfile. I have seen many people ask questions about the years on whiskey bottles. It's a common misconception to think of whiskey in the same way you would think of wine. The old adage, "it's aged like a fine wine," is often how people think of years with bottles of booze. For wine, once bottled, the wine ages in the bottle. So when you see a year on a bottle of wine, that is the year it was bottled, and every year thereafter, it is aged within the bottle. Pretty simple. For whiskey, that's not the case, as whiskey does not age within the bottle. It actually stays relatively the same, albeit oxidation can occur with older bottles, which can muddle the taste some, and some of the alcohol can evaporate past the cork. But the year on the label of a whiskey bottle often shows a numerical value, like 10-year, 14-year, etc., because the way you age whiskey is actually quite different. Whiskey is aged in casks, usually barrels of various types of wood for extended periods of time. Once the ingredients are all combined and processed and distilled, they are stored in these casks for however long the distillery desires for this batch. Once that period of time has been reached, they pour out the casks and bottle them. Once in the bottle, the whiskey does not age. So a 10-year scotch has aged in a cask for a minimum of 10 years before it has been bottled. This period of time can vary depending on the taste, smoothness, and the price point the distillery is looking for. An older whiskey can have a smoother and richer taste and can mute the burning and sharpness common in younger whiskeys, often purely because of rarity based on release or discontinuation of the distillery altogether. Older whiskeys can go for quite a hefty sum. The Macallan 25-year easily goes for well over $1,000, and some whiskeys of that age or older have gone well north of $10,000. There is also a market for older whiskeys, bottled at various years because a distillery changed its formula or method, or as is the case from a story I read last year, the whiskey was from the Prohibition era, and some want to taste what an illegal American batch or illegally imported batch tasted like. But for me, I'm fairly simple in my tastes. I tend to hover right around the 10 to 15 year mark for my whiskeys, but I'm always open to expand my collection. So now you know what the years mean, so sit back, relax, pour yourself a glass and enjoy this wonderful golden nectar that is whiskey. Cheers.